I'm Marty Stauffer. Catching a glimpse of a wild creature is always a thrill, but it's not always easy. For one thing, many of them are active during the night or early morning hours when most humans are asleep. And for another, all wildlife is going to do its best to avoid man. But every animal, from mouse to moose, leaves behind signs of its passing. Often, these traces tell a more complete and fascinating story than if all we see is a quick glimpse of the creature itself. It's like learning to read a strange kind of newspaper. In any season and in almost any kind of terrain, clues can be found to the wildlife that inhabits an area. The more closely you look, the more you'll be able to tell what they've been up to. It doesn't take any special equipment, just a little patience. So let's go tracking wildlife. The beauty and richness of the natural world is an open invitation to use all of our senses. Even a family picnic can become an adventure in observation, as I often discover on outings with my wife, Diane, and my daughter, Hannah.
Look at these neat little flowers. They kind of look like an elephant's head. Let's call Dad.
Hey, Dad!
Come on over here. Look what we found.
What is it? What do you have?
New elephant heads.
Elephant head what? Flowers?
Yeah.
They do look like little elephant heads, don't they? There's the trunk. What else?
Ears and eyes.
Ears and eyes. Look at that. Those are cute little guys, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Those are cute. Okay, come here. I want to show you something over here. Listen, smell, and touch. One thing you can count on, there's always something new to be learned. Come here, look over here.
Footprints.
You're right. What are these little ones right here that look like this?
Birds.
That's a bird, because they've got 3 little toes, and here's a bigger bird over here.
Duck.
Yeah, it does look like a duck. Look at these. Now, these look like a little puppy dog. You see its little feet?
Yeah.
But they're not. They're fox tracks. And you see how this dirt is this mud is kind of wrinkled up here?
Yeah.
But this is shiny?
Yeah.
That means they're fresh. Let's go see if we can find that fox over here by the river.
Daddy,
Yeah?
I'll show you another part.
What? What do you want to show me?
I know what those squiggly wigglies are.
You do?
Worms.
Worm. Just after we found its tracks, I spotted the little red fox by the river. I'm glad that it stayed around long enough for Hannah to see it too. Look, look. Come here, look, look. Look at that. Cute, huh? That's a little red fox. It's wary of our voices, but uncertain which way to run. We're downwind, so it can't smell us. There he goes.
Oh no, your shower drain is clogged, your bathroom pipe is plugged, and the odor coming from the sink is embarrassing. Stop drain clogs and stinky sinks with Sani Sticks, the concentrated drain cleaning and sanitation sticks that you drop in the drain once a month to stop backups, clogs, and nasty odors. Look, Sani Sticks fall and rest in the pipe trap. As water passes through the pipe, the Sani Stick releases a super concentrated blend of powerful enzymes that break down food, grease, and other organic materials, keeping water flowing and your pipes clean and odor-free. Drop in a Sani Stick once a month to help repel greasy buildup that can clog drains. Drop in a Sani Stick once a month in a kitchen sink, bathroom sinks, utility room sink, bathtub drains, mop sinks, and anywhere you want to keep water flowing without plugged pipes and embarrassing odors. Sani Sticks is 100% safe for plumbing and septic tanks.
With 3 teenage girls in the house, clogged drains were a daily occurrence. But after putting just one Sani Stick in each drain, the clog stopped, and so did my frustration.
I was really embarrassed by the odors coming from my sink. A friend told me about Sani Sticks, so I tried them, and wow, no clogging and no smelly sink.
If you've got a clogged drain, you're going to call me and spend about $75 to stop clogged drains before they begin and to save a bundle of time and money. Get Sani Sticks.
Stop waiting in backed up shower water, plunging and pushing clogged sinks, or paying for professional plumbing repairs. Order Sani Sticks right now to keep drains flowing strong and smelling fresh all year long. And now a 24-piece set of Sani Sticks is yours for just $10. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer and send a second set, just pay separate processing and handling. That's 48 Sani Sticks to protect up to 4 drains in your home all year long. Once a month, just drop in one and you're done. So stop the clogs and embarrassing sink odors before they start with Sani Sticks. Here's how to order.
To order Sani Sticks, call 1-800-359-8527. That's 1-800-359-8527 or go to sanisticks.com. Don't delay, call or click today.
You'll improve your chances of seeing wild animals if you stop often to look around and especially to listen. That way, you'll begin to think like a wild animal, and you'll begin to hear what they hear. I discovered this handsome Colorado mule deer buck, not by following its tracks, but by tuning in to the sound of something scraping against a sapling. Autumn is the rutting season, and the buck is using this aspen as a sparring partner, polishing his antlers in preparation for combat with other bucks. It must feel good to him. He almost forgets to keep watch for intruders like me. He's a beauty, but many male animals can be unpredictable at this time of year. I wait until the buck has moved on to take a closer look. Elk, bear, porcupine, rodents. Many animals leave scrapes or scratches on trees, but each animal's mark has distinctive characteristics that make it recognizable. Now, whenever I come across a tree that looks like this, I'll know what kind of creature has left its mark. Here in Ohio, autumn is the most spectacular of all seasons, with its brilliant display of color. But autumn is the hardest season for tracking wildlife. Many animals are out and about, busy feeding or mating, but the loose carpet of fallen leaves makes following a trail difficult. Unless, of course, you're a fox and can track with your nose. Winter, on the other hand, is the best time of all. Then you can study animal stories in the snow. Any creature that's not hibernating is on a constant search for food and often leaves behind a clear record of its travels. The spacing of footprints, nose prints, and even tail marks will provide valuable clues to what an animal has been up to. This red fox is hunting voles, which tunnel under the snow. Its tracks will show not only where the fox has been, but also the complete story of its hunt. Widely spaced tracks mean that an animal was running, either after prey or away from a predator. If you follow this kind of trail, you may discover the other half of the equation, in this case, a rabbit. What kind of rabbit? From the size of the tracks and their spacing, it's a cottontail. Of course, it helps to know what geographic range a creature is likely to be found in. With a sharp eye, you'll learn to spot nibbled twigs and grass that mark a feeding or resting place. Birds, too, leave obvious markings, the remains of seeds or berries, and sometimes less apparent signs, like the marks of their beaks or wing prints where they've landed or taken off. Even if we never see the creature that made the tracks, it's fun to imagine them there. Although most of the time, birds are just a little tough to track.
When you have an emergency at home and cannot reach the phone, nobody can hear you and you are helpless. But with Life Alert, when emergencies happen, one press of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert, what is your emergency?
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life from a potential catastrophe every 10 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-920-5659. That's 1-800-920-5659. Call now, 1-800-920-5659. For a free brochure, call 1-800-920-5659.
I'm saving you $500.
Coming soon from Progressive, it's Saving You, the new hit single from the Discounts. The Discounts. Safe driver, paperless, paid in full, multi-car, and Joey Fatone.
I'm saving you $500.
We have auto-tune, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a hit!
Yeah!
Wild America will be right back after these messages.
They are the savage, the untamed, and the unpredictable. They are the graceful, gentle, and majestic. And they've made their home on the most amazing place on earth. See what it really takes for these courageous creatures to survive in the wild. Get in touch with your animal instincts on Marty Stauffer's Wild America. They are the savage, the untamed, the unpredictable. They are the graceful, gentle, and majestic. And they've made their home on the most amazing place on earth. See what it really takes for these courageous creatures to survive in the wild on Marty Stauffer's Wild America.
Tracking larger mammals, like this moose in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park, means going farther from home, but the basic signs are still the same. Besides footprints, an animal's droppings, or scat, can provide a lot of information, such as what kind of food it's eating or how long ago it was in the neighborhood. The bull moose tends to be a loner after he's shed his antlers. This one seems content among the willows, his favorite winter food. So I want to be careful not to disturb him. After seeing the moose, I'm inspired to take a snow coach trip into nearby Yellowstone National Park. Millions of people are awed by its summer beauty, but few ever experience the magnificent solitude it offers in winter. Practically the only living creatures for hundreds of square miles are wild ones, like these mule deer. And all the natural features the park is noted for, such as steaming geysers, are at their most breathtaking. It's the perfect place to go tracking wildlife and to see how they make it through the harsh winter. I can't even believe it's so cold. How do animals survive out here?
Marty, it's only 0. You gotta be here when it's -60.
After a beautiful drive, I arrange for the snow coach driver, Gail Richardson, to let me off and then pick me up again later in the day. Right out in the middle of nowhere. One of my favorite places to be. And there at my feet, I find the first tracks. They're too rounded for an elk and too wide for even a moose, so they must belong to a bison. The bugle of an elk in the distance tells me there may be other surprises ahead. Winter may be the easiest time for tracking, but it's the hardest time for the animals themselves. Every last ounce of energy must be used to take in more energy. What meager food can be found goes towards simply maintaining body heat. So I'm careful to keep my distance and not cause these elk to waste their needed energy by running from me. Finally, the bison's trail leads to the bison itself, a small band of them, in fact. I find myself warmed by the thought of how many countless winters these great shaggy beasts have survived, patiently using their heads to push the snow away from buried grass.
Many prescriptions can cause dry mouth. Act Dry Mouth Mouthwash and Toothpaste relieve dry mouth symptoms with soothing formulas that strengthen teeth and freshen breath. Act Stronger Teeth and Dry Mouth Relief.
As I leave the bison behind and climb a wind-swept ridge, I come across another surprise. A band of Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep, foraging where the snow is thin. The surprise is that they're very tolerant of my presence. Bighorn sheep are among my favorite wild animals, so I feel right at home with this herd. But it's getting late, and reluctantly I began to retrace my own tracks, glad to know that this herd seems in healthy shape, fit for the cold months ahead. Heading back to the road, I'm amazed at all I've seen. Wild animals are creatures of habit. Most circle a home territory, season after season. So if you find a set of tracks, the chances are that, eventually, with enough patience, you'll be able to see the animal that made them. If you want to learn more about tracking, the best help you can give yourself is a field guide to animal tracks. The clear illustrations will help you distinguish among the tracks made by the amazing variety of animals that live here in North America. A good guide will also describe the other signs made by an animal and point out differences in age, sex, and even the speed of travel. A walk along a riverbank or a beach, or through fields and woods, will always reveal fascinating clues. Twigs chewed off by a beaver. tree bark scraped off by a deer, a porcupine, or even a bear. A regurgitated owl pellet, full of the undigested fur and bones of its prey, from which you can tell what it's been eating. Or perhaps some bird feathers, like this downy plume from a golden eagle. Nature has few secrets that she won't share with a persistent observer. Look carefully, and you'll find clues to stories as dramatic as those in any detective novel. Stories that really happened, and that go on happening every day and every night, just waiting to be discovered. Nature is full of messages. As you develop your skills at tracking, you'll be able to recognize and interpret more and more different kinds of these signs. Knowing how to read them will also give you a better chance of seeing the animals themselves. It's often helped me to get within photographing distance of creatures I would otherwise have missed. But no matter what you see, you'll begin to feel closer to wildlife. In learning to look and listen carefully, you'll become more alive and alert to your own senses as you begin to think like a wild animal. In this way, the side benefits are at least as satisfying as the goal of tracking wildlife. I'm Marty Stauffer. Until next time, enjoy our wild America.
Prepare to be blown away. Wild America is online. Join Marty Stauffer for an incredible adventure. Just a click away. WildAmerica.com. Wild America explodes into your world to educate, entertain, and enlighten. WildAmerica.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. That's why we offer this free book. Call 1-800-400-4416.
Life is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Here's to the 99%. Gold Bond Powder Spray. Anytime, anywhere. Stay cool, America.